All right, well, let's check in with our favorite right-wing celebrity and see what he has to say about this situation. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, is this Vince Vaughn?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't it be? You dialed my phone number and I answered the phone. Wonders never cease. Please tell me, what confused child am I speaking to?
Vince, it's Jimmy Dore.
Oh, hey, Jimmy. It's my favorite lib. How are you, you string cheese eating maniac?
I'm not a liberal, Vince. I'm a progressive.
Wow, I aggressively do not care. I can feel it in my body like a physical sensation how much I don't care about what you just said. What are you calling about, baby?
Well, Vince, you're a big Second Amendment guy, and
Huge, Jimmy. I love it. I love all the amendments almost equally, but if I had to choose, number 2 is number 1. In fact, quite personally, I think that should have been the First Amendment. If I could amend the Constitution, I'd flip 1 and 2. And I'll tell you what, that is a platform and a movement that is in fact afoot. I can assure you and your listeners that we are working towards this swiftly.
all right, okay, so since you are a big Second Amendment guy, I wonder if you have any response to the 2 major mass shootings our nation just endured.
No.
No?
Yeah, I have none. There's your answer.
Well, how can you have nothing to say about people being shot in all these mass shootings when...
Look. Let's not go down this road, okay? We all know where it leads. Let me ask you a question, Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore, do you yourself have principles?
Of course I do, Vince.
Do they change with every little news story that comes along?
No, Vince. My principles don't change, but my opinions can change given new information. Do you see the difference?
I willfully refuse to see that extremely clear distinction, which is my right as an American citizen.
Oh, brother.
Look, I don't have opinions, you pot-smoking animal. All I have are principles. Guns are a principle. The idea that we need guns to face down the federal government is a principle. Believing that all these people would be alive if everyone had guns on them at all times is a principle. The idea that more guns means a safer world is a principle. Do you see?
Vince, those are opinions, and they can change.
No, they don't change. That's why they're called principles. Like the principal of your high school. Did he ever change? No. It was always the same guy. For your freshman year, he was the principal. All throughout high school, he was the principal. And even if you go back 10 years later and visit for some reason, that same fucking dude is still the principal. Principles don't change.
You are unbelievable, Vince.
Oh, you better believe in me, Jimmy. I'm real as shit. Just like God and Jesus.
What about the Holy Spirit, Vince?
I just never felt that was a real thing.
So you think the answer is arming everybody at all times?
That's, the ideal situation. I don't know if we could get there necessarily, but maybe we can get close. At least have enough armed people so that some guy starts shooting and then other guys can shoot that guy.
So the entire population is just on the brink of a massive shootout at all times. That's your idea?
Is that really so bad of a thing? Shootouts are cool.
Vince, I don't want to have to carry a gun around with me in order to protect myself from mass shooters and be surrounded by other inept gun owners who are going to just start shooting randomly when they hear a motorcycle backfire or something.
Well, then you're kind of a pussy.
I'm a pussy?
Yeah, if you don't like guns, you're kind of a pussy. That's really what this comes down to. Guns are for tough, cool guys. Not guns are for vages.
Yeah, I see. Well, I guess I appreciate your honesty. I mean, I think you're right. That's really what this comes down to.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hey, we kind of agree on something. That's progress.
I suppose in a way.
Hey, Jimmy.
What?
I'm sorry I called you a pussy, man. I didn't mean it.
I appreciate that, Vince. That means a lot. I appreciate you being. That's a big man of you.
All right. Yeah, anytime, buddy. I'll clean up the messes I make.
Okay. All right. So no matter how many people get killed in mass shootings, you're still going to have this principle.
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't change.
But Vince, just so you know, there are two different principles. So there's a principal, which has an LE, and then there's a principal, which is the guy who runs your high school.
I was not pals with him, sir. I was not. He did not care for me.
All right, thanks, Vince. I'll talk to you
I
later.
put rats in his desk one time.
I'm sure you did. All right, Vince, I appreciate your insight. This is even worse than I thought.
Okay, you know what? I like to exceed expectations, Jimmy Dore, and I'm glad I've done it with you.
Our next live Jimmy Dore show is August 24th in Denver, Colorado. Then we're going to San Francisco, Seattle, Baltimore, and Honolulu for Christmas. Go to jimmydoorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets. And if you'd like to support the show, that's how we do this. Become a premium member or a Patreon patron. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Thanks for your support.